saw in the distance Odin, old man, leaning on a cane, on a staff. I saw two images of Sleipnir, the eight-legged horse, Eithonir, which is the elk that resides over Valhalla. Three words, Valhalla, runes, and Futhark was really strong. From my heart chakra, felt like this great strength, a current that ran up the spine from the heart chakra and out to the shoulders. I could feel the radiation of the love and the fondness of a father and son bond. Because I did the attunement late, I had burned a divine offering to AESir Odin at 3 a.m. before I started the attunement. So I don't know if that had any other additional significance.
Okay.
During the Odin attunements, it was very interesting. I heard the words, "I've been with you in many forms throughout the ages, my child." And it seemed like someone's hands were on my shoulders. It looked like Sri Master's hands, but it looked like his hands were mixed in with like another being's hands that were like a purplish hue. Then I saw a man. Do you know how the Pope is dressed? I thought this was kind of interesting. I don't know what to make out of this one, but the Pope has that crown, that big crown thing that on his head, and then he wears the garb, and if he raised his hands, you can kind of see like that garb hang down. So that's how this being looked. He raised his hands up, and I saw these like little, they almost look like if you've ever played the game, the balls and jacks, like when you drop the ball down, you have to scoop up the jacks off the floor. Mm-hmm. So it looked like the little jacks, how the jacks look, and it came like they were golden, and it came from him, and it swirled around my body like this. So every morning when I get up, I have music playing in my head, like almost every morning. It's like without fail. I heard a voice say to me that I'm the one putting the music in your head. Music is very important to me. But music is definitely something that's always been important to me. And what I noticed about Sri Master is very important to him. Right. Like he's very particular about music. Then I hear Sri Master's voice say to me, "Do you want a big ticket item?" And I'm sitting there in my head like, okay, why not? You know? So I heard a voice say to me, "Put your hands in a fist." So I put my hands like this in a fist. Not vision-wise, like actually in a fist. Mm-hmm. Then I saw a vision of these light beams coming out the tops and the bottoms of my hands. So as I'm pulling my hands apart, I have a vision of this ring appearing. And I hear the words say, "This is your weapon of choice." Mm. And with this ring, I'm supposed to be able to either put it over people like this where I can see their true form, or I can look through it and see like certain kinds of messages or certain things that need to come through from, I guess, beyond the veil. I'm not certain, but I think that was very interesting.
Reminds me of the ring that Sri Master has that goes back to like the ages of King Solomon, like some very
So for the Odin attunement, so I saw like a giant Odin. I was like in this grass. Saw a giant Odin in gold boots. Looked like he might step on me, but I didn't move, but he didn't step on me. He like stepped right next to me. He slammed down like a hammer, and then he slammed down like a sword into the grass. I saw a lot of different things kind of for Odin. I saw Yggdrasil with like blue lights going up around it, kind of like a lightning kind of color. A hawk in a clearing, like flying right at me, which I had never heard of a hawk being with Norse mythology, but I looked something up this morning. Apparently there's a hawk at the top of Yggdrasil, so.
Absolutely.
Then I saw myself, I was looking down at my feet. This is like the last thing I saw. Looking down at my feet, and it was like I was being pulled from the earth to like, I was like out in mid-space. I saw like stars flying around each other. Yeah, and that was it.
Okay, so how did it feel when you actually saw Odin stepping next to you? What was the sensation that you felt?
I guess wonder. Just, I guess, kind of warming up to his energy over the last few months anyway. I wasn't afraid or anything like that.
Right.
But like I said, it looked like he might have, like he was gonna step on me at first, and something was like, nah, he's not gonna step on you, you know?
Right.
So
I think that's really consequential in terms of being able to see a being of that stature. And again, so many people don't have the opportunity of actually seeing that in real time. So that's a good thing. And also, if you measure your height against what it is that you saw, that is analogous to the power of the attunement that you can utilize in all of the things that you do. And I want you to keep that as an icon. And whenever you're doing the things that you do where you need to draw from that particular construct that you saw, I want you to pull that up as the image that you're going to draw from. And it will be very punctuated in the things that you do. So I think that's fantastic. And thank you so much, Mike, for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So my name is Ashley Ferguson. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I only did the Odin attunement, but to start off with, from the beginning, I basically saw a rainbow bridge. It was like it was trying to form, but it wasn't fully forming. And then I kind of tried again as I was like focusing in on his energy, and it started to form fully, and then basically descended as a hooded figure with a really big sword. He was very big. And then the Rainbow Bridge basically finished building itself. He turned around and I followed him. We went into this golden room. There were runes etched into the ground. The floor was golden too. He basically threw off his cloak and he was fully golden, in golden armor. And then he basically stuck me with his sword.
Whoa, pause. No, I'm joking. It's the little thing we do on our student chat when somebody says something funny.
Yeah.
But he stuck you with the sword, okay.
Yeah, so it didn't hurt. He basically, it was really weird. He licked the sword where my blood was, and then he stuck the sword in the golden ground. And the ground lit up with all the runes. And
hold on 1 second.
Okay.
And thank you. So he licked the sword before he stuck you, or he stuck you first and then licked the sword and then stuck it into the ground?
The second.
Got
sequence.
you.
Yes.
Okay. Taste the rainbow. Very good.
Sure. And then I kind of like looked around because everything like lit up. It was like the room was responding to that. And then I kind of saw myself like outside of myself, and I had transformed. I was in like burgundy armor. My hair was like super long, wavy, big. And then he just kind of stood back and smirked at me. And then the next thing I saw was I was on a winged white horse, and I was basically shooting energy out of my hands like I was in the middle of a battle or something. I figured out it probably means I was a Valkyrie at some point.
Absolutely. That is legendary. And one of the things I would say, I'm really happy that you were able to put that together. And even more so, what I would tell you is that you died well. You died well in one of the battles with the Vanaheim in particular. So Odin has saluted you because you died in valor. And literally, he showed you where you died by sticking the sword there and in the ground. A big part of your consciousness wanted to come back and just experience the validation of what it is to be a brave-hearted being and a soldier of Odin on this planet. So now, this moment, I give you the permission to do just that. Whatever that means to your consciousness, you have to admit it and allow yourself to really transform. It's quite transformative. He's giving you the invitation to do that as well in the world, because that's, in essence, really what you came here to do.
I have one from the Odin attunement, and it's just
Sure.
a hybrid. And so it starts out, I appear like in an open like land, and it's really windy, and then it flies over my head. And then as I look over my shoulder and look at the crow turns into 3 Odins. And then Now Odin is holding the staff, and then the light flashes from the staff. Now I can see just Odin's head floating from left to right, side to side. Then my attention was brought to a cube that was floating in the air. And then Sri Master, you appeared, and when I was startled because you had 6 eyes, and they were like lined up from top down on each side, 6 eyes. Then after that, you said, now do you see what you're dealing with? And then it changed to another scene with a huge white female lion playing with a cub lion. And then after that, I saw a huge crown floating in the air with huge feathers coming from the top of the crown. And then another flash, and then I'm outside the cave again, and it's really windy. And then I see Odin's head again floating around, and that's the highlight.
What exactly were you told when you saw the 6-eyed version of myself?
You said, now do you see what you are dealing with?
Okay, so what do you take that to mean?
Well, when I had seen that, and I seen kind of like how you kind of changed in your appearance, what that appeared to me was that I was able to go further into a more in-depth sight of this seeing ability that I have.
Okay. And thank you for sharing that with us, okay?
Thank you, sir.
I will help thee. I will